Today, let's talk about habits, specifically 5 that made me survive working in corporate for, oh my god, 15 years. From the age of 19, I work in business full-time. At 26, I became a manager. Now, when I'm almost 34, I can clearly see what helped me make a good career and not lose my mind along the way. Let's go. Oh, wait. That's better. And the habit number 1 is accepting that firefighting never ends. Unfortunately, it came to me a little bit later than I would hope, but your email will never be clean for longer than an hour. Many of us are constantly working in this firefighting mode. We have the constant flow of emails, operational work, never-ending flow of urgent requests. And sometimes it can occupy the majority of our working time. I had it as an employee, I still have it as a manager. The nature of this task changed, but this firefighting mode is still there. But instead of pushing myself to get into a perfection level with all these emails and operational work and administrative tasks, I developed a habit to accept that it will never be perfect. And this is a part of the job. This is just rules of the game. And to be honest with you, it was kind of liberating to stop punishing myself for being imperfect and rather invest my time, focus, and energy in something that is more important than another email. And with that, I actually became more forgiving towards others regarding the same thing. I can even recall being a little bit judgmental towards people who, they didn't have it all together, although I obviously struggle to have it all together myself. And yeah, in general, it kind of diverges your focus from things that are actually important in your work. Also, a habit of accepting that firefighting never ends helps you with one more additional thing. And it is the realization that if you don't put it on pause, no one else will. So for many years now, I'm not in a constant firefighting mode. I know when and how to put it on pause, and I accept that things can be imperfect. Habit number 2 is allowing myself to escape. But wait, anime tells us that you always need to fight till the very end. No, my friends, not in real life. At work, unfortunately, we sometimes need to deal with really tough problems or uncomfortable situations that ideally we would avoid. It can be people related, it can be job related, all kinds of things like, come on, who wants to be in the middle of a conflict or a political plot? So I kind of developed a habit of thinking, how would I escape it if I would want to? And if I would escape, how exactly I would do it. So at least for me, thinking like that brings a certain reassurance that in the worst case scenario, I have ways to escape it. So it's possible. And of course, it doesn't mean that I escape every difficult situation, but I think having this thought process in my mind helps me feel less trapped in a challenge that I face. And maybe people are different. Maybe for someone, the opposite works. When you know that there is no way back, you're like, okay, now I have to go and I have to do it. But for me, it doesn't work like that. It brings me a certain level of calmness when I know that dealing with this particular challenge is my choice. I have alternatives if I want to, but I choose to do it either way. This one is pretty simple, but so many times it gave me this internal calmness that allowed myself to move forward. Habit number 3 is explaining my boundaries to others. Social aspect of work is hard, especially in big companies, especially if you work there for many years. We're all different. We interact with others differently. We have different sizes of social batteries, if that makes sense. So at some point in my career, I started to learn how to explain these boundaries of mine to others. For example, I started to explain to peers in my team that sometimes I do need to have a lunch all alone because I have constant calls after calls and I just cannot speak for such a long time and I need a little bit more time for myself. So instead of pushing myself to socialize when I don't want to, I learned how to explain it in a gentle and calm manner to people around me. And the alternative of that would be, just to remain silent about things I'm uncomfortable with and just get irritated on everyone. And we all make choices about how much do we want to share in a work working settings, about our personal life. And it's totally understandable. There are different teams, different companies, different cultures, and objectively, not everyone around you is always friendly towards you. But for myself, I decided that if I won't be sharing at least some of my important boundaries, I simply won't be able to do this work with these people day after day, year after year. Habit number 4 is maintaining decent relationships. I'm not telling that you need to have amazing relationship with everybody. No. But having decent ones is already enough. I developed a habit of being human to others, put an effort and energy into talking to other people, actually listen what they want to tell me, and sometimes even prioritizing that over other working things that seem more urgent. And these simple things pay off. And of course, as all of us, I have conflicts. Sometimes I have conflicts with people that I'm in a very good relationship with. It happens. But for me, being like a decent human being is above it all. It's above all possible working disagreements. In the end, corporate is a very long game, and it's all about people. Habit number 5 is to be patient. Big companies think long, and if you want to achieve something in corporate, it usually takes time. For someone, it is very easy and natural, but not for me. I'm very action focused. If I have a problem, my go-to approach is to act, is to do something about it. So it took some time for me to understand that there are situations where you don't need to do anything, or you just need to wait patiently. It is so emotionally hard and it feels counterintuitive for some reason. But sometimes you already did everything and you just need to wait for planted seeds to emerge. By the way, I made a video recently about how to make your career future-proof and the difference between career path and career portfolio, which I think is a super helpful one, but for some reason it did not reach the right audience just yet, so check it out if you like. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you there.